Good evening, everybody. Where is Luis?
What's up? What's up?
Hello, Luis. I know this isn't for public discussion, but access to that channel that you've sent me on Slack, I'll try and do it on this call, but it is a bit complicated because it's a personal account, not a brand account, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's fine. We can do later then.
Perfect. There's a bit of authenticity for everybody on the call. It's me not knowing what I'm doing and Luis asking me for things, but we'll get started. We have Mark first. Mark, how are you doing?
Good, guys. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Excellent. I'm excited to be on the call this morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon now, but so my question real quick is about the Facebook partner setup during the onboarding process. Because I'm not going to be handling the Facebook service delivery myself. I'm going to have a contractor or a team member do it for me. So, but I want to be able to obviously see everything that's going on. So the client's onboarding process, do we have them just on board or just connect me as a partner? Or do we have them do both connects as partners? Or do we revisit that later? How is that best implemented that doesn't make you look like a circus?
Ideally, the structure that you should follow is you should have one business manager for your agency. Inside this business manager, you have all your contractors. You can set them up as either advertisers, analysts, even administrators, depending on how much you trust them. We usually set everyone as administrators because it's important because sometimes you need some type of access. So for us, we just set it as administrators. If you don't trust them enough for certain types of roles, like having access to financial information and things like that, you can set them up as advertisers. And then your clients should add your BM, your business manager, as a partner to their business manager. So all they need to do is add the code of your business manager. You have your business manager ID. Just send it to them, and then they will add you inside their business manager, inside their ad account as a partner. So they have to select the ad account, the page, the Facebook page, the Instagram, and also the pixel and the domain that you're going to advertise from for their business. Once you have access to all those assets, you're good to go.
Okay, and then I can add the media buyers from there. I bring them on. I hadn't heard admin or advertisers. I had heard employee, but you're saying that either as an admin or an advertiser will be one of the choices that I have when I'm bringing the media buyer in, that I will actually bring them in. The client doesn't do it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm not 100% sure about the name, if it's employee, if it's advertiser, but it should be one of both.
Okay.
I'm sure you can set to have financial access and to set them as admin. So there's like this 3 different tiers that you can select, and also analysts, but analysts don't have access to actually change the campaign, just to see the data. So that's not the one you want.
Gotcha. All right, perfect. That's my question. Thank you much.
Perfect.
Lovely. Thank you, Mark. Right. Sorry, my laptop's being weird. Okay. Nitin, apologies either for getting back to you so late. I do have time booked in my calendar for tomorrow, so rest assured you'll be getting everything there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I just saw that. So yeah, how are you doing today, Kieran and Luis? Super grateful to be on this call with you. As last week you suggested me, Kieran, that I should also include the steps of like how they should resolve the problems that I have raised in the audits. So I'm now including that also. And as you said, I should go all in with emails only. So I'm only doing emails. And last week I was sending out 20 per day. And from this week I have started 30 per day. So I'm doing emails only. And what I saw last week was when I was sending the email, they were getting opened only one time, and I was not getting any reply. So what I thought was these people get these type of emails every day. So I have to stand out, right? So what my motive is to get them to open that audit so that they can see what I'm providing them, the value. So what I thought is that I will not write anything in the body. I will just write the subject line that we can help you name their first name, and I will only send the audit in the body and nothing, so that whenever they open that or that email, they just open the audit. So what now I am seeing is my emails are getting opened like 6 7 times, but now also I'm not getting any replies, and I'm
Um,
only saying I'm not saying anything in my first emails. I'm saying to book a call on my follow-up. So what do you recommend in this situation?
um, I really like that you're experimenting, and that's great, and that shows a lot of creativity and ingenuity. Ask yourself the question: would you respond to that email? Let's pretend now that I'm one of the little mini Iman ripoffs who wants to teach how to run an agency, and I found you on LinkedIn, and I found your email. If I sent you an email now, and it had an audit of your agency website, but nothing else, you go, cool, there's a loon there, like he's done a bit of research into me, but I don't know what to do next. He's probably not shown me that much respect by offering me what to do next. It's kind of gimmicky and a good idea because it's personalized, but just like apply that question to yourself. What would make you respond to something?
Yeah, I'm mentioning that in the audit itself, like the first page. Would love to help you on this. If you would like to know more steps, book in a call here. So that I'm mentioning in the audit itself, like not including it in the.
Yeah, so it that isn't working as you've identified, so you just need to question why.
Okay, okay. I've also sent you the message that I was sending last week. So maybe you can provide feedback on that. And yeah, that was it.
Perfect. Thanks, Nitin. Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Kasim, how you doing?
Hello guys, I'm great. How are you?
Good. I mean, you are rivaling us on beards. I still think Luis has the strongest because his goes right the way up the side, but yours looks good too.
Great. So, should I go with my question?
Go for it.
So first of all, I just wanted to ask, when is the onboarding process coming out? Because Iman said that it was coming 2 weeks ago. I think in the phase 3, but it's not still out there.
I thought that was already live.
Yeah, that's the phase 6. In the phase 6, the first module, I think, or the second one, is about the onboarding call, which is after we sign the client and they book the call.
The funnel isn't in there.
No, it's not in there.
Got it. Oh, good question. I'm making a note of this, and we need to include this.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because like we have everything, but we don't have, the onboarding process which we need to onboard the client.
Yeah, I'm going to put this in our Slack channel now, just so we know about this. Okay. And do you have another question?
Yeah. So my real question was, one second. So when we are like, I am using cold calling and still trying to find my first client, and one of the problem which I'm having is when I talk with the gatekeeper, and he asked me, "Why are you calling? What's this regarding?" And I tell him that I usually in the last couple of days, I started telling the gatekeepers that I prefer to talk directly with the owner, and I promise that if he's not there, I will call back later on. But he asked me, tell me, and insists about telling him what is the call regarding. And in that moment, what should I tell him?
So you have to portray and assume and sorry, make them assume that you have already spoken to the owner and this is part of an ongoing conversation. So again, let's pretend I'm the gatekeeper now for Grow Your Agency, which I am. If somebody well, I mean, annoyingly, my mobile is the Grow Your Agency phone number. If somebody called that and said, "Oh, hi, Kieran," or "Hello, is it possible to speak to him?" And I'd say, "Oh, he's not here," and they'd say, "But if somebody said, oh, I just wanted to catch up with him about email marketing. I've been trying to get hold of him this week because I wanted to go over this presentation with him." That starts to become a bit blurry as to whether or not we've spoken before, and I might question that. And then you kind of have to obfuscate a little more and say, I've actually already sent this to him, and I just wanted to follow this up over call. And obviously, if they then say, "Oh, have you spoken yet?" Then you'd say, "No, I haven't, but I'd really appreciate the chance to speak to him about this." You kind of have to go in and just have that confidence that you're already part of that conversation.
Yeah. So if he asks me that what's that regarding, I tell him that I have already sent him something, and I want you to talk about that with him.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And if the gatekeeper asks, tells, for example, that the owner is not there, and to send him an email where I present what I do and how I do it. So if they are interested, they will contact me back. Should I send the email or should I say something else?
Send the email, but also say, "Oh, that's absolutely fine. Do you happen to know when they are usually in or when they're back at their desk? I'll send the email, but it would be great to speak to them on the phone as well."
Okay. And if it's the owner that's saying, like, if I'm talking to the owner and he's saying that send me an email about what you do, what should I tell? Like, send him an email, or because I'm trying to book the meeting, so if he says no, I don't want to book the meeting for now, just send me an email, what can I tell to him and to convince him that let's book in a meeting?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, I was saying that if I'm talking to the owner directly and obviously I'm trying to pitch the meeting, but he says, just send me an email so I can look what you do. What should I do in that case? Send him the email or?
Yes, absolutely send the email. Okay. And then mention the email that you're going to follow up by call, and if there's a good time to do so.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Mention in the email
that
you're going to follow up by call and ask if it's a good time to do it.
It's a warm email. Yeah, okay, perfect. Can I ask one last little question about Stripe, if it's possible? Okay, so I would just wanted to ask if using Stripe isn't expensive, because I saw that they take around 2.9% merchant fee, right? So isn't it expensive, especially when we are doing, for example, 6 figures a year? That's around 250 per month.
Yep, it's hugely expensive.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask if there is a better option for this, or if we should go for Stripe.
So today, Luis, were you there on the call with them when we spoke with when we were speaking about the invoice that I wanted paid?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've just contracted to work with somebody to design something for us, and they've sent through a really hefty invoice, and they sent it through on Monday, yesterday. And if they'd sent it through with Stripe, I have the company credit card, so I'd have paid it then. As it was, I had to message Iman yesterday and said, "Can you pay this?" He ignored me because he doesn't like to do stuff like that. I spoke to him later yesterday, still nothing. Finally, on the team call today, I said, "Iman, can you pay this?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll do it now." And then he looked at it and he said, "God, who still uses wire transfers in 2021? There's no chance that's being paid today." And then I said, "Please, Iman, can you do it?" And an hour later, he finally did it. That's the benefit of Stripe, is that you get immediacy and you also get subscriptions as well. It's expensive. You can imagine how much Iman pays a year in Stripe fees. It's astonishing. It's astronomical, but it's worth it. We obviously have to use it for Grow Your Agency, but we still use it for IG Media. And like, we're in the position now where we can dictate to clients like how we're paid. And Iman would be happy to sit on the phone and make sure they do it by bank transfer, but he much prefers Stripe, and I get it. But it's expensive, so that's the decision you have to make.
Yeah.
And there's also the other
Yes.
side of things. If you're doing like manual bank wires or something similar, every month the client has to do that manually. And Iman always says that every recall is a reframe, so it's a chance for them to think, should I really be paying this? Like, is there a solid reason for me to be paying this, or can I get someone to do it for cheaper? So if it's automated, they don't have the opportunity to think about this, and this has a direct impact on the churn rate of your agency clients.
Exactly, that's true. Like every month they reframe their mind and they reframe our relation. Yeah, that's true. But I just wanted to ask if you had another option. I think Stripe is the best one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's it for me, and hope you have a great day.
Amazing. Thanks, Kasim.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm going to copy that to my inbox and just make sure that hasn't fallen into spam. Haven't got anything yet, but I'll send that through to your email anyway. No worries. Next up, it is Basil. Basil, how are you doing?
Hello, Kieran, Lewis. Hope you guys are well.
Very well, thank you.
Are you enjoying the winter that's gonna hit us in the face? I hate the cold weather, man.
But every team call, I'm sitting there in a big hoodie, and Luis has got his arms out in a tank top because it's too hot in Brazil. So he's not quite as bad as us.
Yeah, I hate the winter, man. Especially the British winters. Last year was crazy. Snow in bloody March, April. Yeah. My question. You can hear me, guys?
Yeah.
So my question was, it's based off the last time I was on a call. It's the same thing. Same thing with the outreach. I made content and like value packs for the actual people that are running the Instagrams of these companies. And it just hasn't worked. They're still gatekeeping for some odd reason, even though like I kind of did hint out or threw it in that, if you're forwarding whatever I'm forwarding you to your boss, it'll make you look good, but they're just not biting. And the thing is, these brands, obviously I've got a lot of leads in the tank, but these 2 to 3 brands, I feel like we can absolutely kill it for them. And I've come up with like amazing strategies, and it's just getting through to the person who's gonna make the decision. So how would I go about that? Because I've tried the whole value thing, where sending some tips and tricks for them that benefit the actual gatekeeper and the business. So it hasn't really gotten me anywhere.
Yeah, you're flagging and you're a bit disillusioned now, and that's really frustrating. And the two things I can say are, one, I'm sorry, and two, it's part and parcel of being an agency owner. You can present businesses with the best strategies in the world, and actually they just want to keep plugging away with what they're doing. it's really, really frustrating.
course.
I mean, again, I always use the example of me being the gatekeeper at Grow Your Agency, and that I still pass things on to him, and like, it maybe only happens 3 times a year. Somebody gets through to me on Instagram DMs or email, or somehow they get hold of me, or they email what they think is Iman, and it comes through to me. And actually, it's a really good angle and it's a really good idea. And I go, okay, fair. We should speak about this. It's not often that it happens, but it does.
Right.
And we're a really hard business to do that. So that's all I can tell you is, you're either going to get lucky or you're going to get better, but you can't get disillusioned with this. You have to trust that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate fact, but that's the great bit about the community is you can see people signing clients, and you know that it's not just a fluke.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You are going to get there, I promise. You've just got to stay positive now and try some new stuff.
Yeah, because thing is, I got the leads. These two were like, damn, like I've not really worked hard, but I just knew that just getting them on the call, they'd be like, yeah, it would be an absolute no-brainer, because they're a pretty well-known business in Birmingham, because that's where I live, and they're doing great, but they can just be doing that level better. The thing is, I drive past them every single day, and the thing is, I'm even thinking just going in there and being like, hey, look, I spoke to the social media team, and I was just wondering if I can get like a 5-minute chat with the owner and actually getting his or her contact details. What would you think about that?
You're being too invested in the client there.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Unless it is your dream company and you have to work with them, you just can't get that invested in somebody and keep being bounced around. Move on to the next client.
Yeah, that's true. I think I just need the whole part of me, putting this extra effort was like, damn, we could really change the whole, not face, but like what they're doing. It could easily make it 5 to 7 times better, because they've got competitors around them, and with what they're doing, they're not great, but they're still at the top. So like, from my angle is, imagine what they could be doing if they're perfecting everything, and they'll just blow their competitors out of the circle. But yeah, I get what you mean as well. Not to stay fixated on just this one client that's not responding.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but you've got to move on.
I guess I'll have to move on, or somewhere down the line they just end up contacting me. But yeah, man, thank you for that. Yeah, I'll just make some more clear now.
Perfect. And anything else?
No, man, that's all for me today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Puzzle.
Take care, bro. Bye-bye.
Dylan, how you doing?
Hello, Kieran and Luis. Hello, guys. Very good. I exploded your headphones, sorry.
It was very enthusiastic.
I'm very excited, guys. I started actually signing the first contract with the client, so I'm a little bit hyped. And so it's
congratulations, that's fantastic.
One thing that I don't like, though, is that I could be signing more contracts and proposals are not getting to the client's heads. I mean, I send proposals. They are very interesting, and they are very interested also in the proposals, because it's no downside on the specific investment. So if they don't get results, I just refund everything. So it's very interesting even in that specific side, but I am in struggles with reaching out to them. So I specifically have a problem on proposals. How should I actually follow up? Because they don't answer. They don't, I mean, I send the proposal via email and they don't answer. They don't say anything. Yeah, that's my problem right now.
Why are you sending proposals?
I'm sending proposals because they asked me to after the meeting and after I actually propose them the service and pitch, also explaining the investment that it's not actually a cost, a running cost, but it's an actual investment that needs to make revenue for them. But in Italy, it's like this. I think it's more than it's a cliche, but in Italy, it's like this. Like they want proposals and they answer after the team has reviewed the proposal.
Perfect. Okay, that's a cultural quote that you're aware of. For most people, I'd say asking for proposals is a form of objection.
Yeah.
You are obviously aware of that Italian quote. So that being the case, you have to safeguard against that and say, absolutely. While we're on the phone here, should we schedule a follow-up call? When do you think you'll be able to go through the proposal and discuss it with everybody? Are you going to be able to do that tomorrow? If so, should we do it later in the afternoon or the day after? And then any questions you've got, we can go over in the next call.
Okay. So a specific call related to the proposal, discussing with the team in general.
Yes.
Okay, already scheduled in the same day. Okay, that's what I'm actually doing wrong, because a client yesterday was very interested in the way I was giving them information about the campaigns. I gave them some advices, but I didn't get the opportunity to talk to the owner after, because it was a team of 4 people. And a lot of them asked questions, but the owner was just getting calls and she got away in the last part. So I couldn't really follow up with like this type of call. And they were like, I asked for them, how should we proceed in terms of like actually service? Because I feel and I actually see you need to have a service provider like me. And they were very confused because there wasn't the owner. So I had to follow up by email. Like it was a no-brainer, because it was so difficult to get in touch with her. So how should I actually close this client? I mean, I should recall them. So reach out to them a second time and ask for a call to discuss about the proposal.
Yes.
Okay, just that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. And there's no way correctly to actually send a proposal by email. I just describe the service. I pitch the service. Obviously, there's the price. There's a semi-contract. I mean, in general, nothing really specific or suggested here.
No.
I cannot really go emotional. I mean, I know.
No, my personal preference for proposal. Wow, that's a difficult sentence. My personal preference for proposals is to keep it as simple as possible. You never want to make a presentation. You never want to do a PDF or anything like that. It should be, here's what we'll do. Here's how we'll get started. Here's what you can expect. That's it. Give them as little to pick apart as possible, and then ask them to follow up. Again, on the initial call, if they say proposal wise, you can always ask as well, oh, is there anything you'd like to see in there? Is there anything you'd like me to explain in the proposal? And then obviously you can answer their questions in the proposal. Okay.
I mean, it's very difficult though. Like they always fucking ask this question, right? Always. Like they always ask the proposal. But I mean, clients that are even very interested, they say to me, okay, I want to get started, just send me a proposal. And I don't fucking answer. I get so confused about this. There's one client that said, okay, let's prepare the material and everything this week and send me a proposal. No answer. What? So now, yeah, I'm going to get back on track and calling them, and yeah, just a matter of reaching out constantly and asking for the call about reviewing the proposal with them in general.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks, Dylan. Bye.
Bye.
Alice, how are you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. So let's get started. My first question is in regards to CRM, and basically my client, she's new with marketing and she doesn't have a CRM. And I was wondering, like, what is the basic one that she can use to start with, to also, like, I'm going to help her also a little bit with the email marketing side of things, to like warm up and nurture the leads that she's getting.
Yep.
which one is the best option for her that is not that complicated. I'm using ActiveCampaign for myself, but I don't know if it's a good option for her.
I don't like any email delivery system. We use ActiveCampaign for us and for clients. I've used in the past MailChimp, and it's a bit more, I'd say it's marginally more user-friendly than ActiveCampaign, but none of them are great. ActiveCampaign is probably the best of a bad bunch.
Okay, great. And that is, I can I'm using also Zapier, like to get so she can get the leads on her email.
Yeah.
And can I connect in some way, like receiving follow-up with ActiveCampaign? Is that
you
right?
can, yes. Yeah. And Zapier connects to everything. At some point, Danny from our team will be integrated into Zapier, and whenever he speaks, we'll all get a notification. But they can be complicated to set up. So if you ever struggle, and this is a rule for everybody, by the way, if something takes you more than 5 minutes, get somebody on Fiverr to do it for you. If you're ever confused about anything, $5 on Fiverr will fix most things. So if you're struggling to set that up, just do that.
Oh, great. Good to know. Thank you. So the next question is in regards, custom audiences. I'm just I created custom audience like a month ago, and now I'm doing a new remarketing campaign. Can I use the same custom audience, or they don't upgrade, like they don't basically are not updates? I need to be always creating custom audience. I always get this question.
Luis, this one's for you.
Yeah, it depends on the source of your custom audience. If it's a website based, it automatically updates. So if you set it to like last 7 days, time frame of 7 days for the custom audiences, it will always be the last 7 days for the people that visited your website. Now, if you're doing email, a list of emails, then you have to update it regularly with the new emails that you get on your CRM or whatever the place that you store your emails. But yeah, if it's website based, you don't have to update. Same for Facebook page, Instagram engagement, anything that's related to the website pixel, this is going to be automatically updated. You just need to manually update for the emails.
Okay, so I just go to the custom audiences and update there?
Yeah, you just upload a new list with the new emails. I usually do like the list with the total emails, even though we already have the list with the old emails there. I always like to just upload all the emails with the new ones, with the old ones to have the complete list there. The only other case that you would have to update a custom audience is for video views, in case you created new videos and those videos are not selected there on the page for the video views. So let's say you want to have like an audience of everyone that watched the video of your page, you have to manually update for each time you post a new video to select the video there inside the audience.
Okay, great. And in regards to I also have custom audience to open lead. This is a lead generation, so I have the people that open the lead, but did not submit. So I also need to do that again, right? Because more people open the leads, or they also update that.
No, that is automatically updated.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so in regards to that is everything. Thank you. And one last question in regards to also campaign. So, you guys are always creating new remarketing campaigns and new campaigns, or you just change the ad sets and the ads, or you duplicate them, create new ones inside of the campaigns only? You don't never touch the campaigns or duplicate campaigns? How do you normally structure this?
For remarketing, I usually have one remarketing campaign running with the best ads that I have there, and the best audiences as well, the best remarketing audiences. And then I always have a testing campaign running as well. So every week or every 2 weeks, whatever is your schedule for creating new creatives, I go there and test new creatives, but just for 1 week, test the creatives, pause them. Then I look at the results. If there is any creative that is better than any of the ones that I'm running on the main campaign, I just replaced the least performing one with the now best performing from the testing campaign. The same for audiences. So I always have one campaign running with the best audiences, best creatives, and always have one campaign running with new tests. And whenever I found one working better on the test than I have on the other campaign, I just replace them. That's the way I do it.
Okay, great. Makes sense. And in terms of the budget in the test one, you use the same budget or is lower?
No, lower. Usually
Okay.
lower. It really depends on the account, but I usually like to keep like 20% of the overall budget to retargeting, and then between those two campaigns would be probably something like 15% to the big campaign running with the best creatives, and then 5% to the test. Really depends on how much you're spending there, because sometimes you cannot go that low.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. And one last question is, I'm creating now a new remarketing campaign, and I wanted to run some video ads, but when I was creating, I got like, I don't know if I create the objective like lead generation again, but I, instead of having an image, I have a video, or I create a campaign for video views objective for the
Lead generation.
Oh, lead generation. Okay.
Yeah, the only time that you would use video views is when you want to go for code and create a retargeting audience out of everyone that watched that video. Other than that, I always suggest going to either lead generation or straight sales or conversions. That's what tends to work best.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. It was everything for today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lovely. Thanks, Alice. Always like giving you a technical challenge, Luis. Emmanuel, how are you?
Hi, thank you so much for this opportunity. Hope you are great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. So my question is, so how important is it to have like an active social media page? So I'm just starting out and I've set up my Instagram page and I basically have 0 followers and everything. So I don't know how to go about like populating my Instagram page, and do I need to really spend a lot of time?
Unless you are going for some sort of personal brand funnel, which I would advise against. That's the opposite of what you should be doing. If you want to set up like a holding page for your agency on Instagram, do that, but put like 9 pictures and then leave it and never touch it again, just so that if somebody searches your agency on Instagram, it's there. And if you maybe want to do some outreach from it, from another account and link back to it, then you can do that. But the very last thing you should be doing when you start your agency is posting more on social media. If you really want to go hardcore, just delete everything. The only presence you need for your agency is a website, so that if somebody searches your website, that will come up.
Yeah, if you take a look at the example of our own agency, IG Media, I don't think we even have posted anything the last year or even more.
Yeah. I think we posted like twice last year and then that's it.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, yeah. So my second question is I'm going after the info products niche. So for my research, I discovered that they need basically paid advertising. They need sales page creation and also email marketing. So how do I decide which one of these I should focus on?
Sales page creation,
like copywriting.
And sorry, that isn't recurring and takes a lot to sign somebody to do that. The people I know who do that on referral. And they get passed around between info product creators. Email marketing and paid traffic are both can both be done on a recurring basis. In fact, normally are. I like email marketing, and I think it's underserved as a service. And in most niches, it's difficult. It's difficult to track, and the returns weirdly aren't that good. No matter how you track it and how generous you are, it's very unlikely that somebody's going to convert from an email straight away. So it's very difficult to kind of prove value on that. But it's really, really good and useful. So I'd just be conscious of that.
Okay. So
paid traffic. Yeah. Sorry. Paid traffic is the other option. And that's obviously what we do. And that works. It's difficult though.
Okay. So are you paying for per lead that you bring to the business? Or?
No.
Okay. You're running like the paid traffic to the sales page and measuring how many sales were made.
Exactly.
Okay, so okay, that means it requires the business owner to already have a very good sales page.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
on that scenario, usually the best client that you want to look at someone that already sells organically and doesn't have a paid traffic structure yet. Because then they already have like a proven offer, proven audience. You can even retarget the audience that they already have. It's going to be like the easier one to make it work.
Oh, got it. Thank you so much.
Amazing. And anything else, Manuel?
Nothing for now.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Right. Next up is Reshme. Reshme, how are you doing?
Hi guys. Sorry. Hi guys.
Perfect.
So I have some questions for you. I'm reaching out to massage spas in Calgary, in Canada, and I'm noticing that I'm having a hard time finding their proper email address because most massage spa, they just have the email address of the reception. And I looked through Instagram and just searched, but I wasn't able to find the owner's email address, even with the tracker installed. So I was wondering,
even with Hunter.
Sorry,
even with Hunter installed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even with that, because it's like local businesses, like it says that some businesses, because it's like small, like they also don't allow I don't know, something to do with the tracker, like they can turn it off. So like you can't find the email.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just wondering if you know what's like the best way to reach out to massage spa.
I don't. I don't off the top of my head. No. Quite frequently for local businesses like that is where cold calling works best. There are quirks you can do to every industry. I have a friend who's an agency owner who always gets angry when I use this example because it's his favorite. But he, when he's doing outreach for local businesses, he sends them a virtual Starbucks gift card, but does it like very hyper local and says, "Hey, would love to have a virtual coffee with you, and here's one on me," and the response rate to that is astronomical. So that is just one example of being creative, and you can do other things like that, but I don't off the top of my head know.
Okay, yeah. But other than that, so I did my niche research and I wasn't able to find out, like what's their profit or like, what's their cost at the end? Is it even a profitable niche? Do you know anything about massage spas?
Again, off the top of my head, all I would assume is that they do have recurring customers, so that they would have a high lifetime value. And actually, the classic massage is around about $50, give or take, in a low-end clinic for an hour. And if you include somebody's rate of maybe minimum wage up to even half that for the hour, that is very profitable, especially if you're getting recurring people. So if you're doing lead gen for that, they can afford to spend quite a bit on both you and acquisition.
Yeah, that's true. So I sent out some emails. I didn't get any replies, and even like, the tracker snuff.io. So basically it's telling me people are opening it, but you know what's funny? So if I actually open the email myself from my phone, it's actually telling me someone opened it. So it's not really accurate. So it's hard to know, honestly, if they actually opened it or not.
How many have you sent out?
So I started like this week, I think. No, last week. Over 10, 20 at least.
Okay. I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. Until you've sent 100 minimum, you're not going to have any clue whatsoever what's working or not. You just cannot extrapolate anything from 10 or 20 emails. That's just unreliable data. And if you'd signed a client in that would still mean that you wouldn't know if the emails worked. It doesn't surprise me that you've not got any responses on that. But you will strike gold, but you need to send so many more before you do that, and you need to be you need to be quite resilient and stop obsessively checking whether or not people have opened it, etc. Just
honestly, like no, I'm not like obsessed about it. I just wanted to see if the tracker works, and then later I found out that it actually don't. So I'm just surprised. So I want to show you the email that I sent. I know I need to send more emails, but I just want to show you the email that I sent to see like
I'm going to promote you to a panelist so you can share your screen if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. You'll rejoin in a sec.
Okay.
Just while we're waiting for that, Arjun, I have seen your email and I've put a note in my diary again to respond to you tomorrow. Thank you for being patient with that. Okay, Reshma is back.
Can you see my screen, Noah?
Can't see it yet, no.
Okay, let me find it. Okay, perfect. So I sent 2 different email templates. I used 2 different. This one is a bit too dramatic. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong. So...
Let me read this.
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's email 1. You show email 2.
All right. Right here.
And can you scroll down?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go back to the first email. So the subject line I just wouldn't use.
Okay.
Yeah, just ditch. I'm not going to be critical about the second one, so don't feel like you've done a bad job. Just broadly, I wouldn't open that if that were a cold email. And also try to use a variety of upper and lowercase. Either do all lowercase or one random uppercase. Basically, type like send the subject title that you'd send to a member of your family. You probably wouldn't use that as a subject title, would you? If you were inviting a member of your family out for dinner, what subject title would you use?
Yeah.
like if I were doing that to my brother and I was emailing his work email, I'd probably put free tonight. The F would be capital, the T would be lowercase, and a question mark, and it would just be really informal. Why is this happening? That's quite powerful.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that, but again, all lowercase. So for this email, I just got so distracted by your competitor. This comes across as very markety, internet markety straight away. I would close the email straight away after that line. I get the angle that you're going for, that you're showing the competitor, but you should introduce this in a much more friendly way. So, hey, realize this probably something along the lines of, hey, realize this probably isn't the easiest email for you to read, but I wanted to show you what happens when you search massage spa in your area. This comes up. I'm sure you're aware of this. Here's how you fix it. Something like that. I just got so distracted by your competitor that's quite jarring to read. Let's look at the other email, because I want to show you what you. If you open up the other email, sure. I actually want to praise you now, because this is really good. So you deserve credit for this. So Happy Friday. I noticed your spa has so many positive reviews. It's a tiny bit contrived. I refer to this as kind of the segue in an email, which is, hey, I was on your website and I saw this. So you need to make this a tiny bit more seamless. So the Happy Friday is great, but in terms of the I noticed your spa, maybe I saw this specific review, or congratulations on getting their specific review on Google, whatever it is. Now you're going for the problem angle, and this is really, really, really good. I love how you spelled out the problems. Later you say, I've made a quick video. That's really, really good. Saying click the attachment. I don't know where you're putting the loom, but I'd make that more clear. So I'd say you can watch the video here.
Yeah.
And just link to that directly rather than putting it in the attachment. And then afterwards, I'd do a call to action and say, if you'd like help fixing any of these, I'd be more than happy to jump on a quick call with you. I'm going to leave my calendar below, or feel free to reply. This email is really, really, really good. I really like this email. It's a very, very classic problem email. You've got loads of talent in writing these. You just need to refine this a little bit more. Show this to a couple of people, either who you live with or in the group, and just say, if you were a business owner receiving this, what would you want to see? Because you've really nailed how to do a problem email. You just need to sound a bit more human and a bit less businessy, if that makes sense.
Okay. So just one thing. No, that's fine. You know how I said click the attachment below to play the video? So basically, I didn't make a Loom video. So I didn't want to waste my time making a lot of videos for like businesses and them not opening it. So basically, I just like took a screenshot of their website and put a video button. So like if they're actually interested and they click on it and they can't open it, so they email me back. They're like, hey, I can't open it. Can I see the video?
You're using the fake Loom strategy. I've not seen that since 2019. It's risky using that, but yeah, I kind of get why you're doing it. If you're not going to do a Loom, then do a generic Loom and say your competitors. So on the third point where you say your competitors are running ads, if you're emailing people in a specific area, show them how they can see that their competitors are running ads, and that's called an evergreen Loom, and you can use that for like 20 clients and they're not going to know that it's not specific to them.
Okay. So how do you do that? Because if you're doing a Loom, you're obviously showing your screen, right?
Yeah. So if you're doing it to people in a certain area, if you're doing it to massage spas in a certain area, find the one massage spa that is running ads, film your screen, and just say, "Hey, I just wanted to show you this," and all the people who get that video aren't going to know that it's not specific to them.
Okay. Okay. So basically, just search like massage spa, and then like obviously
go on the Facebook ad library or on Google and search massage spas, and then refine it to that area, and you'll see who's running ads.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. So I I think another question I wanted to ask you is like, do you know what other niches are great and like what's like the best way to reach out to them that you worked with or like
Yeah, look,
yeah.
The person who's up next after you, Arjun, like we were speaking about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, if I personally were to choose a niche right now, I'd choose something in the medical niche, and that ranges from like consultants and doctors right the way through to like cosmetic surgery. Luis, off the top of your head, if you were going it alone, which niche would you choose other than robots? You're not allowed to say robots.
Probably real estate, I would say.
Real estate.
There's just a lot everywhere, so I think it would be easier. And there's a lot of money involved in it as well, so you can charge more.
So there you go. Like it, and Luis is coming at it from a kind of clinical perspective. I'm coming at it from I know the medical niche, and it's something that is quite resistant to recessions, etc. But yeah, it all depends on what your interests are, what your knowledge is, and what your priorities are as well.
Yeah. So right now, honestly, I'm pretty new to business and doing these things. I actually started as like a real estate videographer. So I was helping them film videos of the homes and all, but I noticed that especially where I live, it's not something in demand at the moment, even though it helps convert, more. They're just not willing to spend money on creating those videos because they're so used to like, selling homes with pictures. So that's why I just stopped working with real estate. So yeah, I'm just learning and just really wondering what I can do to because I want to quit my job and have something that I love doing, and also like I can do it now because I'm in the beginning process. It's not too complicated. Yeah. Okay, so those are okay, awesome. And one last question before I go. So I'm gonna keep trying with the massage niche for now, and I'll also try the medical ones and different one. If I reach out to people on Instagram and I try the Instagram outreach method, what's a message that you would actually send to them where what can you offer in Instagram that people are interested in opening your message and reading it, because like it can be very long sometimes when you write things, it can appear long. So how can you get their attention without your message being very long?
Good question. So you can do voice notes, you can do videos, you can do any sort of multimedia format. You can also direct to something else. So you could send like if your Instagram page has a case study on it, you could send them to that. I'm looking now at Iman's. Actually, can I share my screen? Can you stop sharing your screen and I'm going to share mine?
Sure.
And I'll see if I can.
Okay, do I just click on pause share?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my phone now. No, I can't do that. Sorry, I can't do that. I'm just going to show you Iman's requested DMs. So he has he gets pitched on there all day long. So he's got one here from a personal trainer, and the message just starts full transparency. Another one says grow your agency, and it has grow your Instagram, and it has a little graph emoji. I wouldn't open that.
So there's no way to share the screen?
No, unfortunately, I can't share my phone on this. I'm just kind of looking now, like off the top of my head, what would catch my eye here, and it's quite similar to email subjects, but you have to adapt it to DMs. So if somebody messaged him now and said, "Hey, man, don't know if you've seen this," I'd be tempted to open that and have a look at what they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. So because like the goal of it is really to book a meeting, not sell your services or anything, right? So
Exactly.
like because like Instagram DMs, the message can appear very long. Can you really talk about the problems they have? And because like you saw my email, how like I laid out the problems, right? So can you maybe help me with this, like give an example of like what I could say to them?
So again, build it into the format of Instagram, and you could say, hey, I don't suppose you've seen that this brand is running adverts, and then you could send a screenshot of the adverts that they're running on Instagram, or even better, send them the post that they're running. Would you be interested in doing something similar to this for your business? This could really help you.
Okay, sure, I'll try that and see. Awesome, thank you so much for your help today.
Amazing. Thanks, Ashwin. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So, Arjun, how are you doing?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, how are you doing?
Awesome. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lewis as well. I've got a few questions. So in terms of outreach, in terms of email and Instagram DM and like just overall social media, like DMs and stuff like that, do you recommend kind of starting off at, for example, if I was to do maybe 100 a month on just email outreach, I feel like maybe I should split that just for the month, just do that for that month, and then maybe move to Instagram DMs next month, or do you think that's a good idea or not?
No, keep it consistent and do one thing.
Say that again, sorry.
Keep it consistent and only do one form of outreach.
Right. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. And I also elaborate on the question that you answered last time I was on the call about the car, like automotive industry and stuff like that. I noticed that obviously all car parts are kind of local. I feel like they don't have enough traffic, and also some of them don't even run websites. So I was debating on whether I would run ads for the local like businesses in terms of auto parts, because I just don't think enough people are just going to the stores. So would you reconsider maybe looking at e-commerce for auto parts, or do you think that's, because obviously I heard that e-commerce is obviously it's quite hard. Do you think to start off that would be a bit difficult? Or?
No, not at all.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, that was really dismissive. But
no.
Look, like don't be scared by e-commerce as a prospect. Just get a good media buy, and you'll learn it along the way.
Okay, cool. Last question. I think I'm always the quickest one to go. On pricing. So in terms of obviously providing a base fee, for example, if I was to charge 2,500 per month, or 1,500 per month on ads, in terms of ad spend budget, do you think how would I know exactly what's a budget? And for example, if the person who hasn't run ads before, how would I explain to them, listen, we're going to need this much for budget, and like how do I present that to them?
So this is a kind of a combination of a me and Luis problem. You obviously have the minimum that you would want to spend, which is kind of around about the 1,000 to 1,500. In terms of
is that ad spend?
Sorry, ad spend. Yeah.
Okay.
For kind of local businesses, it can be a little less than that, but you really don't want to be spending any less than 1,500.
Right.
Kind of 1,000 to 1,500 for ecom.
Right.
To explain that to them, that's very simple. You say, look, we want to get results. We're going to need a minimum to test this, and Facebook only works when you're spending at this level. We're not going to spend that and not get any results. But it's a choice of we either spend $300 and don't make you anything, or we spend $1,500 and we actually make you something. And then we get better as we go along. If you want to do this, you have to commit to it.
Right. Okay. Cool. Awesome. I think that's it. Yeah. That's it.
Perfect. Thanks, Alden.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye. Mitchell, how are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
Glad to hear it. So I have a pretty simple question this week. I'm almost a little embarrassed to ask it, but so I mentioned before I'm mostly a creative agency and kind of want to move into more media buying. And when I started out my agency, I created a separate personal Facebook account and then built my business manager off of it and my business page for my agency as well. And now one of my clients, I'm starting to kind of, slowly dip my toes in the water as far as Facebook advertising. And I randomly clicked on a video like a week ago talking about how you should never create a separate personal Facebook account to build your business manager off of, and Facebook will just delete your account eventually. So I wanted your guys' input on that.
That is really true if you're building your account today. So if you're creating a new account today and creating a new business manager and start running ads all in the same day, 100% is going to get banned. But if you have done that like 2 years ago, not a problem at all, because your account is old. The real variation here, the real thing that we have to look at, the metric that we have to look at is how old is your account. If it's aged, if it's old, that's great, because then it has kind of like, it is a trustworthy account for Facebook, and then it's fine. Facebook just don't want people creating accounts and in the same day creating a business manager and starting to run ads, because usually the people that do that are people that just got banned in their main account. So they just try to create a new account and try to run the same ad again, get banned again. So that's kind of like a red flag for Facebook. That's why you don't want to do that. But if you did that like 1-2 years ago, it's totally fine, because then your account's already aged.
Okay, sounds good. And do you know if age is the only factor in that, or if should I start following more accounts or posting stuff on it, or maybe even delete my other account? Or do you think, because I've had it for about 6 months now.
6 months, okay. It's not the ideal. I usually like to keep any account I use over a year, but ideally should be as close as possible to a real account. So 100% you should be adding people. You should be, don't necessarily need to be posting things, but you can be liking pages, liking posts, just trying to emulate what a real person would do in a normal account, and don't need to delete the old one, by the way. And why don't you use the old one to create a business manager though?
That is a great question. I had a personal account and I didn't use it forever, and I just wanted, I think it was more of a start fresh feeling. I have no clue. I was very naive.
I would actually use the old one, because the oldest the better, because then you have more trust in the eyes of Facebook, and it's really common to get your account banned, especially when you're starting out, because then you're not 100% familiar with what's allowed, what's not allowed. So I would use the older one, and it's really normal to get your account banned. Like I myself have gotten probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 profiles banned. I always have to buy new ones. So 100% if you had an old one, use it. That's like gold.
Sounds good. Awesome. Great to know. I will, and I can just link those up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Sounds great. Well, thank you, Lewis. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Thank you, Mitchell. Luis, War of the Luises, how you doing? Luis, how you doing? I can see you're.
Cannot hear you. Yeah, I can see that your mic is not muted anymore, but we cannot hear you.
No worries. I'm just going to quickly answer Ryan, who's typed in the chat. hi Kieran, is this a good way to approach message one? Hi there, do you guys offer XY? After they respond, oh cool, the reason why I'm asking is because we help massage spas get 3 to 4. No, no, it's not. I always use this example, which is I'm a gatekeeper, I'm busy, and if somebody sends me one email and it's not obvious as to what they want, I won't respond to it because I just don't want to invite being pitched to myself. The only time where that does work is with things like Groupon, where you go, oh, hey, you guys using Groupon? What do you think of it? And then they respond and say it's shit. And then you go back and say, oh, cool, well, we run Facebook ads. But if you're inviting somebody to do extra work in outreach, then that doesn't work. Yeah, that's my instinct on that one. Luis, if you unmute yourself now, can we hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah. There we go.
Awesome. Okay. How you guys doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well. So I just had a really quick question. I signed on a client a couple weeks ago, and it took him like literally 7 days to complete the onboarding, and he didn't even finish it all the way. We had to follow up with him a couple of times, like me and my media buyer, to see if he would schedule the like the final onboarding call. He finally did 3 days later. So right now he's supposedly working on a VSL that was supposed to be done Sunday afternoon, and he's not responding to emails or on Slack. Like what should I do?
Has he paid?
Yes, he has.
Okay, slightly tricky one. Keep chasing up and send one email and say, not going to bother you anymore on this, but we do need this to continue. And if you're busy or if there's anything we can help you with, let me know. But then don't chase up anymore after that. You have fulfilled everything you've needed to do. You've made that very clear in an email. So yeah, don't stress yourself after that.
Okay, I actually sent him that email today at noon.
Yeah.
So like from there, I should just like drop it. What if? Well, I'm probably worrying too much, but like, what if he tries to charge back or anything like that?
I don't. If he can't charge back because you've got the contract, so you will win any dispute. And if he attempts to do that, say, unfortunately, we do have a 3-month minimum. I would be happy to let you out of that if you don't want to continue with months 2 and 3. But because the amount of work we have invested in so far, then I wouldn't be able to refund month 1. So I would suggest that we continue to work together for at least the first month so that you can get value for money from this.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Another question I had, he's like an info product client. He runs it's really a coaching program with like some recorded parts to it on how to start and grow an Amazon business.
Yep.
What are some like good angles that we could use to run like traffic to?
Luis, any ideas?
That's a really tricky question, because what I would do is I would go to vital.com. Is it .com? Let me just double check here. Yeah, vital.com. Let me put on the Zoom so everyone can access it. This is a tool where you can spy into other people's ads. So you just go there, can create a free account, everything's free. And you go on the search and you search for Amazon. And then you can sort it by the videos that have the most views, and you can see other people's ads and see what are their angles. And then I would just pick like the best 5-10 ads and would emulate them, not copy them, just try kind of use the same angle and then adapt to your situation, to your client's reality, and then just go from there, because those angles do work. And you can see if they're currently running or not by the numbers of views they got like in the last 14 days, the last 30 days, you have all this info there. So you can just base yourself on there. And there's pretty good ads for Amazon already running there. So you are off to a pretty good start if you start from there.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that.
No worries, man.
Those were all the questions I had.
Amazing. Thank you very much. That very neatly brings us to the conclusion of this evening's call. Luis, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Kieran.
Thank you, everybody, for turning up. I'll try to get this uploaded to the platform tomorrow, but if it's not tomorrow, it will be sometime the day after. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. Thank you, everyone.
See you, everyone.